We're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live from the GME studio, it's Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Are you an entrepreneur who has felt like you were all alone on your business adventure? Well, you're in the right place.
You know, being an entrepreneur can be lonely and challenging at times, looking for people to bounce ideas off of and get feedback.
Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs,
the show designed by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs just like you.
Keep watching for your dose of entrepreneurial fun with the Roving Reporters and, of course, Kim and Carrie.
As we like to say around here, buckle up, Buttercup.
Good morning, entrepreneurs, and welcome to show number 114. We're so glad you joined us today. I am Kim White. I am your host, and I'm joined by the amazing interview king himself, Adam Rothenberg. Adam, thanks for being here with me today.
You're welcome. I'm very excited for today's show. We are, I feel like every week, I feel like every time I co-host, I have a new confession to make.
I love confessions.
I actually have two confessions. One is because I'm wearing my light blue shirt today, I decided to go with my orange glasses. And because once a Mets fan, always a Mets fan. So
I love it.
I had to keep that theme going. But the other confession I have to make is about one of the reasons that I love watching Good Morning Entrepreneurs, and that is for community, because GME makes me feel less alone. I see other entrepreneurs talking about their struggles, so I hope that no matter what phase you are at in your business adventure, that GME makes you feel less alone as well.
I love it. That is a true thing. When you're not surrounded by community, I think it's harder, Adam. So good job.
Thank you. And one of the places that I love community is our first segment of Entrepreneurland. So let's go right into it.
Entrepreneurland is the land we live in, and today's theme is standing the test of time. I think a lot of businesses start with an I hope so, and they end with a uh-oh, I didn't realize. So I really hope that you listening are paying attention to how to stand the test of time and be here long term with us. That's what we want. Is we want you to still be standing when the dust settles.
I agree with that, Kim. I feel like it's not I'm going to get this analogy wrong. It's not a race, it's a marathon, or it's not a marathon, it's a long term. It doesn't matter it's not who wins first, or how long it takes to get there. It's the fact that you continue to go, you can adapt during your struggles, and you learn how to pivot when you need to.
Would not trade, I will say this, I would not trade the long term because of the freedom that we get from doing what we do. And we definitely had a lot of learning curves along the way. But I just wouldn't trade it.
The freedom is definitely one of my favorite parts about being an entrepreneur. I mean, the things that I can get done that I think about, if I were like back in the corporate world, how could I get my laundry done during the week, which frees up so much time on the weekend? It's something as simple as doing dishes, getting them clean and everything. It's those little things that, you know what, I could take my morning and do my laundry and get it done. And then I still have the whole afternoon to work. And in between running to get the laundry, I can do short tasks that won't take me that long.
I love it. Yes, the freedom is the reason that I still love being an entrepreneur and a business owner. That's my biggest thing. And Adam, I want to celebrate before we go into the Chronicles. I want to celebrate something and share out loud something that my husband and I are about to celebrate on Sunday. And that is that we have actually gone the distance and stood the test of time for being plant-based. We are going to hit 2,000 consecutive days this Sunday. And I am just, it's like, how did that really happen? And we've got a pretty big announcement for next week that we're going to talk about something we are celebrating with. So I'm very excited about it. And y'all, I'm sorry if you think this is I'll call it a commercial for plant-based. It's not. It's just we're very excited that we did this. So thank you for indulging me on standing the test of time for that.
Well, I'm very excited to hear what this big announcement is next week. So definitely make sure you come back next week. But before you come back next week, stick around because there's so much more to this show. We don't want you going anywhere with that. So we are very excited for the GME Chronicles. And I just want to explain to everyone before we go into the Chronicles what exactly it is. And it is a celebration of everything that we have gotten done collectively as a community in the past week. And we don't show all of these things to be, as Kim would say, braggadocious. We show it to hopefully inspire you as to what you can do in your business, either individually or if you do have a community around you, what you all can do together to come together and show everybody what you're doing.
Love it.
Thanks, Kim and team. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the GME Chronicles. My name is Jill Olish, and we have some updates for you today on June 20th, 2025. The GME Chronicles is a celebration of moving the needle in our businesses, and we want to share these numbers out loud with you, not to show off, but to show what's possible when we come together in business. Last week, My Sexy Business held Kitchen to Kitchen, Sticky Note Time Accountability, rounds 32 and 33 of Fire Up Mastermind, 2 sessions of Simple Publishing Mastermind, and 1 session of Groundwork Brigade Mastermind. My Sexy Business went live with show number 112 of Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you're never missing an upcoming show or new clips. New podcast episodes dropped last week. Go give them a listen. We had Sisters in Service with episode 199, Late Bloomer Living with episode 236, Buckets and Boom Gates with episode 104, 5 and 15 Interviews Leadership Series with episode 68, Mucked Up My Self-Care with episode 107, Mama Outspoken with episode 27, and SEO Day with episode 1. Late Bloomer Living podcast celebrated 5 years last week. Happy anniversary, Yvonne. On Clubhouse, Adam and Denise hosted the My Sexy Business Not Creepy Room on Wednesday, which currently has 1,270 members. And on Thursday, we held the 40th Walk and Talk with the community. You can connect with the Roving Reporters through the GME directory. Head over to mysexybusiness.com/GME and you can connect with everyone there. Last week's number of 17 brings our grand total to 6,626 amazing things done collectively by this community in just 3 years and counting. We look forward to more updates coming up next week. If you are ready to join in on the fun around here, you can find us coming up at the Hope is Here 5K with myself, the Big Show and Tell streaming live with Donna on Tuesday, Website Royalty, and save the date for the Fierce Entrepreneur Summit on July 16th. You can always meet us where we're at in the community on places like the Clubhouse audio app, Buckets and Boomgate Studio, Groundwork Brigade Mastermind, the Walk and Talk, Kitchen to Kitchen, and wherever you're watching now on Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Be sure to check out our events calendar at mysexybusiness.com/events for future events and information. Back to you in the GME studio.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my gosh. That is incredible with how many things have gotten done, not only in last week, but in the past 3 years as well. Is very exciting.
It blows my mind, Adam.
It does. And the other exciting thing about today is we have several birthdays today that we would like to celebrate. So the first birthday shout out we would like to give is to Holly Totten, whose birthday is actually today, June 20th. So happy birthday, Holly. We love you. And
happy birthday, Holly. Love you.
And coming up on June 26th, we have David White. So we want to say happy birthday to David. We love you, David.
Happy birthday, David. Love you.
And the other birthday we have is for the freaking fabulous Cat Corchado, whose birthday is June 24th. And Cat, I know you're in the green room watching, so we want to share a little video that we made for you. And we are going to play that video right now. If you'll give us just a moment.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, 'cause you're awesome. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday!
Yay.
Happy birthday, Cat.
Happy birthday, Cat. We love you.
We'll squeeze her when we get back in the green room.
We will. And continuing with the idea of celebrating is our first roving reporter, who is Donna Bender. And Donna talks all about how you can increase your business and build relationships with your clients by giving. And one of the things that I love about Donna is that she has a really playful way of relaying the information to us. And I can't wait to watch today's segment on fun and nostalgic gift ideas.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. This is Donna Bender coming to you today as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Today's Surprise and Delight marketing segment is on a topic I'm thrilled to talk about, one of my favorite wacky holidays, National Act Like a Kid Day, coming in July. Having just spent an entire week with my 8-month-old granddaughter and watching her explore the world with wide-eyed curiosity was like getting a front row seat to the greatest show on earth. She reminded me that life is so full of little miracles that sometimes the best way to navigate our busy lives is to embrace our inner child. So now imagine bringing this sense of joy and wonder to your clients by surprising and delighting them with a touch of playful nostalgia. So here's some great ideas to celebrate Act Like a Kid Day with your clients. You could do retro-inspired gifts like these pickup sticks, or here's a new twist on a Rubik's Cube, silly putty, yo-yos, or you could even do crayons and a coloring book, or even Mr. Potato Head. When was the last time you took a second to smell a fresh box of crayons? It will definitely bring you back. And the third idea could be, an experience voucher. Remember, everything doesn't have to get wrapped up with a bow. So you could give them a voucher to an amusement park or a painter pottery class. By celebrating wacky holidays like Act Like a Kid Day with your clients, you show them how much you value them and can bring a bit of joy back into their lives, creating moments of surprise and delight they will remember. So as you go about your day, remember to take a cue from my granddaughter. Laugh often, play freely, stay curious, and don't be afraid to act like a kid. Your clients will thank you for it. And I can't wait to finish putting together this Mr. Potato Head. So back to you at the GME studios.
Oh my gosh, Kim, I absolutely love Donna. And I love this idea of using Act Like a Kid Day as a way to connect with your clients. I absolutely, first of all, Pick Up Sticks was like one of my favorite games growing up, and Rubik's Cube. I just think that is such a fun way. And I love the suggestion of the pottery class. What a great way to get to know your client in a different way. And if you're looking for more ideas on ways that you can connect with your clients and do this, Donna has an amazing show every month called The Big Show and Tell. And that's right, Kim, The Big Show and Tell, which the next one is coming up this coming Tuesday or next Tuesday. It's this coming Tuesday because it's June 24th. So since it's Friday, it is this coming Tuesday, but it's also next Tuesday. So I sometimes get a little confused with my words. But it's the last Tuesday of every month, and it's at 1 p.m. Central Time. You can watch it on Donna's YouTube channel, which is at Donna Bender Giving. And Donna gives so many great ideas about how you can connect with your clients. And Kim, do you have any teasers for this month's show and tell that you can share? Big show and tell that you can share?
So I am going to giggle and say you don't want to miss it because there are definitely costumes involved. Let me just give that. It is so fun, and I will tell you the strategy behind the things that Donna shares are a big deal. You want big marketing results, you need to come to the big show and tell.
And I love that you mentioned the costumes, because what better way to embrace that Act Like a Kid Day and other ways to enjoy, to celebrate with your clients than to dress up in a costume to get your point across.
Well, there might be sequins involved, and there might be, I'll just stop there. There's all kinds of things involved.
Perfect. Well, one thing that is very involved is an event that we have coming up in just a few weeks. And that is the Fierce Entrepreneur Summit, which is coming up on July 16th at 11 a.m. Central Time. And this quarter's topic is the real reason people become entrepreneurs. So the Fierce Entrepreneur Summit is going to be co-led by Kim. You're going to have to help me with who's co-leading it this quarter.
So Kat is leading, and I believe that Denise is leading, and I believe that Yvonne is emceeing with me.
Correct.
And I believe that you're one of the roundtable leaders. I believe that Donna is.
I believe that Jill is.
And I'm not sure Jill will be there because I think Jill's gone that week. But we'll have to see. So y'all have to stay on standby and save the date, because
exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. And if you want more information about the Fierce Entrepreneur Summit, you can head over to the My Sexy Business website, and there is an easy button right here on the main page that says Fierce Entrepreneur Summit. If you click on that, it will take you to the Fierce Entrepreneur Summit page, and you can RSVP to join us at the after party, where you'll get to have a meet and greet with all the speakers. And we would be more than happy to have you join us for that. We look forward to that because that is one of the most exciting parts. After the summit, it is very exciting to be able to actually have some one-on-one time.
Let me just add this, Adam, because I think everybody needs to know the magical things you're doing right now live while we're here. But Adam coordinates the event. He does so many things, wears so many hats in all the different places. And I just want to give a quick thank you and how proud I am of you, because you're pushing a lot of the buttons while we're going live, while you're co-hosting. So I just want to say that we have Denise and Kat in the green room who are also pushing buttons, but I want everybody to understand there's a lot of button pushing going on in entrepreneur land that we live in. Good morning, entrepreneurs. So Adam, you're doing a fabulous job, and I don't want to miss the opportunity to say you are.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Kim. And speaking of the Fierce Entrepreneur Summit, as we mentioned, Kat is going to be one of the leaders of the roundtable. Kat, I am so excited for Kat's segment because she talks about health and wellness for entrepreneurs. And today, Kat is going to be sharing with us about your bottom, your business. So let's see what she has to say about it.
How do you handle the physical demands of being an entrepreneur, Kat? And how does your fitness routine help with this?
Being an entrepreneur is physically demanding and not in a good way on your body. So anyone who's listening and you're an entrepreneur, you know how much we sit. And sitting is just not good for the body. Your body was not meant to sit for that long. I'm always up and down. When people say, oh, I was in a meeting and we sat for 8 hours, I'm like, oh, what? Could you get up? What was that like? I couldn't do it. I would have to stand up, be like, I got to go to the bathroom. I got to do something. I got to move. But I think that just constantly listening to my body, like I don't know if you've seen me, because sometimes I'm kind of like this and I'm like this and I'm moving around because my bottom's like, excuse me, hello, you've been sitting way too long. So I try to listen to my body. And if I'm able to move and get up, then I do. I think for me, it's easier because it's front of mind all the time. For other people, it's way back at the end of the line and the line's curving around the building and down the block. Move it up. Elevate your fitness a little bit. It's just moving. Don't think of it as fitness. Think of it as movement. You're just moving. And the more you move, the better your joints feel, the better you feel. It clears your brain. It does all those things. So I'm just going to ask everyone, just try it. Put it in your phone. Put disruptor in there and say, listen to my favorite playlist. And then when it's time, that alarm goes off, get up, play your music super loud, and just dance like no one's watching you. And then sit back down, and then you feel like everything's just opened up. Everything looks brighter. You notice all the mistakes you made in your email that you were trying to concoct. It works, you guys. It works. I swear to you, it works.
Oh, you're on mute, Adam. So you must need to get up and move around.
I must. Kat brought up so many great points, and I loved how she highlighted that entrepreneurship is physically demanding on our bodies. And one thing that I feel like we take a page from what Kat was saying was when you and I work together during the week, sometimes we're working in long blocks. And the one thing you always do is set an alarm for us to take a break to make sure that we're getting up and moving somehow, whether we're walking around or we're going to take a few minutes to go outside and just walk back. You always have that set up. And
learned that from Kat.
That's right.
Learned that from Kat.
That's right. We did. And there's so many more things that you can learn from Kat. And one way that she does this is through her small space Pilates, which the thing I love about Kat is she has a great offer of try before you buy. So if you go to small space, oh wait, hold on. I don't think I'm sharing the right screen here. One moment here. We're having
want your bottom not to be hurting and making you not smart. This is what you need to do. Go to Kat's website.
Exactly. Here we go. I think now I'm sharing the right screen.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So you can go to Kat's website. You can click on SS Pilates right here, and it will take you to the homepage of the Yacht Club. And then you can find out more about the Yacht Club here. And if you're ready to sign up, you can press the purple button right here to sign up. But as I mentioned, if you're not sure, Kat has a Try Before You Buy, where she offers a free week of SS Pilates. So you can try it out and see if it's for you. So you can sign up for the complimentary week here. And I also just want to remind everybody, because this was at the on her homepage, that if you haven't yet tuned into Kat's symposium this week, it is still going on and you can continue to watch it. So she has the easy button up here and you can click that and watch it, and you can get all sorts of other great information from her as well.
Well, let me just say this. Kat has kicked my booty for a long time now and has made my booty better. So I think anybody who wants their booty to be better, connect with Kat. But this community of small space Pilates is not for everyone. I want to be very specific, because being of a certain age, I really don't want to stand next to, 20-year-olds who are all fit and fine. And then there I stand going, won't be there again. So I think knowing that the communities for midlife women is important, because we can be fit. We'll just not be 20 again. So just want to put that out there. And Kat has an amazing no perfection policy. So the commute is great. You walk from wherever you are in your house to work out. The timing is awesome. So Kat is awesome.
She is. That is why she is freaking fabulous.
That's right. Wait, that's why.
Yes, exactly. And somebody else who is freaking fabulous is our next roving reporter, Yvonne Marchese. And she talks with so many amazing people about entrepreneurship later in life. And today she is going to be sharing a clip from one of her Late Bloomer Living episodes with Donna Cravata. And they are talking about, have you lost yourself?
Yvonne Marchese, your resident age agitator, here to talk about later in life entrepreneurship. And today I have a clip that comes from a Late Bloomer Living episode. It's a conversation that I had with visibility strategist Donna Cravata of Donna Cravata Media Group. She's the founder of the Real 50 Over 50, which is a project that amplifies the voices of entrepreneurial women over the age of 50. Donna helps her clients get intentionally visible to the right people without chasing internet fame. Let's hear what she has to say.
It's not reinvention, it's remembering, because we have the time and the space now to remember these parts of ourselves that we just put aside or gave away or, turned away from. And that entire time that you were not honoring those parts of yourself, you weren't fully there. And there are gaps. And this is why the business didn't work, the relationship didn't work, because you weren't fully present as you. But when you start to pull these pieces together and you let go of the things you don't need, and you really only hold on to these things that you want and need, this now becomes the vehicle to take you where you're going next. That's why we're just getting started, because we're pulling together these parts of remembering who we are. Like even with your kids, do you see in your kids, like when they do certain things that are so reflective of their core personalities, like you see like glimmers of what they looked like when they were a baby, right?
Yes.
I know with my son, when he gets on stage with the guitar in his hand, he makes the same facial expressions he made as an infant, and nobody's going to notice that but me. And this is what we're doing too at this stage of life, is we're kind of having this editing process of, what stays and what goes. And it's really a beautiful place to be because we get to choose. And for many of us, it's the first time where we do get to choose.
That's all for now. Back to you in the GME studio.
Oh my gosh, that was such a great conversation. And if you want to, I loved especially what they talked about of remembering who you are and pulling those pieces together and also letting go of the things that don't serve us. I thought those were a few of the really great takeaways from it. And if you want to hear the full conversation of this, you need to head over to Yvonne's podcast, Late Bloomer Living, and you can check out episode 222. It is Real Talk for Women Over 50 with Donna Cravata, and you can get the full interview that Yvonne just shared that clip from.
I will tell you, Adam, after raising kids and going through and building business and doing all the things, it's easy to lose yourself. It's easy to forget who you really are. And I love that she's reminding us not to forget. Like, we just need to remember. So love it. Well, speaking of remembering who they are, can I just go to the next segment, which is the interview king himself, the co-host of Good Morning Entrepreneurs today. It is Adam Rothenberg, and we are going to answer the question from last week, the cliffhanger from the blooper. If you missed the blooper, you need to go back to last week's show and watch it because it was pretty funny. But this week you are answering, or Dan is, I guess, Dan Watt is answering the question of what do you wish you knew before you became an entrepreneur. Adam, we could make another blooper reel, maybe. What do you wish you knew before you became an entrepreneur?
Thanks, Kim. It's Adam, and I'm not back in my closet, but I am excited to bring you today's Entrepreneurs and Entertainment segment, which features a clip from my 2025 interview with Emmy Award-winning producer Dan Watt. What is something that you know now that you wish you knew before you decided to become an entrepreneur?
It's harder than you think. And make sure that this is what you want to do, because you are in the beginning, and you know this, Adam, you are a one-man or one-person team in the beginning. You can maybe expand as things grow, but it is all up to you. And you need to understand that completely and really wrap your brain around it. And know and make sure your partner's on board, your family and friends, because you're going to be sacrificing time with them to get this done, because it never ends. And I'm not saying this in a downer way, because the rewards are so worth it, and to be able to get to do whatever it is you want to do. But to understand, there's so much more involved in creating and developing whatever it is you're doing.
And that is today's Entrepreneurs and Entertainment. It's back to you in the GME studio.
Well, I will say, Adam, Dan has brought a lot of great things to the table in all the clips that you've done with him. If you want to see the whole interview and a lot of other interviews, go to callmeadam.com, because Adam has an amazing website that is really truly an entertainment destination. That if you go to the homepage, callmeadam.com, and go to interviews, you can see not only Dan's interview, but countless others. I always laugh when you get to the bottom, Adam, and there's like all the pages that just keep going and going of all the interviews. So go to this page and even type in the search. You're likely to find who you're looking for that Adam has already interviewed. So it's very good.
Thank you, Kim. And, I have to say that I feel very lucky with my entertainment platform because thanks to Denise Millet, she has shown me different ways to become more findable. And one other place that has helped me build my entertainment platform is through a community space that Kim has created for us called Website Royalty. And Website Royalty is a place that you can go to where you can get strategic information on how to build your website for your clients. Every week, if you have questions for your Kajabi website, you can submit the questions and the answers will be, you will get your answers through video recording. And then once a month, there's a live monthly meetup where you can get your questions answered right there on the spot. So if you are looking for more information on Website Royalty, you can go to the My Sexy Business website. Oh, and I do want to also say that the reason Kim created this community was because she was looking for a place to, well, Kim, why don't you just quickly tell us why you built the community?
I was looking for this kind of support. I didn't find any support that would answer the questions and let me do things and learn things. And it was amazing to put this together for others so that you all had a quicker learning curve than I had. So that's really the reason behind it.
Yes. And if you do sign up for Kajabi through Kim's affiliate link, which you could do right here on the Website Royalty page, you'll get Website Royalty for free for a year. That is a gift that Kim gives for using her Kajabi affiliate link.
Thank you so much, Adam.
You are very welcome.
So you are tuning in to Good Morning Entrepreneurs, and we're so glad you're with us today for show 114. And today's theme is standing the test of time, standing the test of time through websites, through community, through all kinds of things around here. We do have amazing roving reporters that you can connect with. I think it's really important that if you resonate with any of the roving reporters, they have made it possible for you to connect with them. If you go to mysexybusiness.com on the homepage and scroll down for the easy button, well, or Adam's.
Hold on, I'm showing the wrong website.
For the easy button, if you scroll down and hit the Good Morning Entrepreneurs Show button, it will take you to that section on our website, and you can go to the big red button that says Roving Reporter Directory. You can go and connect with any of the roving reporters. And I do want to mention really quickly, if you're watching, wherever you're watching, whatever platform, go and connect with us, subscribe, like, follow, whatever it is for that platform. But we appreciate you being here with us because this show is important to us, and it's important that you're here with us. So thank you for joining us today, and thank you for being a part of the amazing success of Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
And one of the things that we love about our viewers is that every week they submit questions for us to answer. And this week's question of the week is, how do you know what to do for business?
This is a great question, and a lot of people ask this when they're maybe going into another part of their life. They're transitioning from maybe corporate to wanting to do a business. It's okay, Adam. Or maybe you have retired and you found out you want to do something with your time. You have more time than you want to just sit around. Then that's part of what we discover as we grow. But it's something that if you are asked the question, whatever the question is, repeatedly, how do you do this? How do you do that. I think it's really important to tap into that because there's a reason someone's asking you. They feel like you know what you're doing about something. It's a real good, it's a really good tell of what a business could be wrapped around of. And don't underestimate it because all of us know things that we feel like is ordinary. But if you're being asked the question, that means somebody else, it's not their ordinary. So I think that's a great way to pay attention. Spend a couple weeks just listening and finding out what people are asking you. That's a great way to discover what you could be doing next.
Kim, I think that was a great explanation of the question answered. And somebody else who also is wonderful at asking questions is our next roving reporter, Denise Millet, because she is the findability queen. And if you have questions about, oh my goodness, I'm having such a hard time here. Okay, here we go. I had the right one. I just forgot to click. Oh, now I clicked the wrong thing here. Okay, here we go. I got it. So Denise Millet is the findability queen, and she is here to answer questions about SEO. So I cannot wait today to find out what she has to say about how you can get SEO results without spending thousands of dollars.
Why do we hear everywhere you have to spend all these thousands of dollars to do SEO? What is that about?
There are some people that want to believe or are looking for the shortcut to pay somebody to get, the $1 million by the weekend, as we say, right? Hiring someone to do SEO is okay if you understand what they're doing and why they're doing it and whether they can deliver what they promise. So there are a lot of people out there that are talking, I'm going to get you to the top of the page, or I'm going to, find 20 keywords that you will be the best solution for. And they throw all these data points at you and metrics, and they make you want to succeed like that. And they sell it to someone like, we can do that. And I'll be the first to tell you that SEO is a long game. It is not an overnight solution. So if anybody's telling you they could deliver that, like in a short period of time, it's not true. But there's an industry out there that's kind of taking advantage. There are a lot of really good agencies, a lot of really good providers that do the ground foundation work, the findability things, the writing, the topics. But there are a lot that just want to do the flashy technical things and not really get you the results you want. So I can't say why, but I know it's just an industry. There's always some that do it well and some that try to take advantage of people.
I love how Denise talks about SEO being a long game and it's not something that can happen overnight. And the way that Denise answered that question is just one of the ways that Denise answers all of her questions about SEO. And Denise has just recently started a podcast called SEO Day, and it is available on all the podcatchers. So if you are looking for answers to questions about SEO, take a listen to Denise's podcast. And if I could hit the right buttons, I would keep the images up. And so not only does Denise answer the questions, but if you have a question for Denise to be answered on the podcast, you can go to Denise's website at denisemillet.com and click on the tile for SEO Day and submit your own question. So it's such a great thing that Denise has to be able to answer listener questions as well, in addition to what she's talking about on the podcast.
And don't be overwhelmed or intimidated or think you can't do it, because you can do it the way Denise teaches all of us. So I think that's an important thing to add to, Adam. You don't have to have a team. You don't have to have an agency to do the things that Denise is teaching. So very excited about the podcast. Congratulations, Denise Millet, again for an amazing podcast.
And somebody else who also talks about discovering your message and getting clear is Jill Olish, who has her segment on Mama Entrepreneurs. And today, I think I did that in the reverse, but today she is going to share with us about discovering your message and getting clear. So let's hear what Jill has to say.
Thanks, Kim. When we're building our businesses, it can be a little scary at the beginning because we don't really know what we're doing, but we most likely have a passion or an idea, a problem that we've had that we wanted solved and now know how to solve it for others who have that same problem, right? So when we're in that position, sometimes we are still getting clear about what that is, what our messaging is. For me, I had a lot of people telling me, whispering in my ear, some of the things that I should do, some of the ideas that they had, some of the visions that they had that included my future in my business. And it did not feel aligned with me. The ideas just weren't there, but I pushed through anyway. I showed up, I tried out all of these things, saw how they fit with me, tried to get clear on my messaging, but it did take me some time. And honestly, it took me having this really big project, like a book, to really figure out exactly what my business could do and how it could impact someone. So don't be discouraged when you are just starting out and you just don't feel like it is connecting with you yet. Keep digging, keep trying to get clear, keep working on your messaging, get feedback, and you will discover that one thing that you were meant to do in your entrepreneurial adventure. Back to you in the GME studio.
I loved what Jill said in this segment about how getting clear on your message takes time. It's not an instant thing that happens. You become an entrepreneur and bam, you have your messaging. So I think that is such valuable information. And to keep practicing and digging, I thought that was great advice as well.
I agree, Adam.
And another thing that Jill offers that has a lot of great discussions about is on her podcast, Mama Entrepreneurs, that she hosts. Mama Outspoken.
Mama Outspoken.
Mama Outspoken is the name of her podcast. And she hosts it with her husband, Bobby. That's her husband, Bobby there. And one of the things that I love about Jill's podcast is that you get both Jill and Bobby's perspective on the journey of parenting and the things that go into that as well.
And I want to say really quickly, Adam, if you all don't understand how much Adam is doing, let me just say this to make sure everybody understands. He's trying to push multiple buttons and talk and follow the agenda and do all of these things. So I just want to put that out there that Adam, you're doing a fabulous job. So Jill and Bobby with the Mama Outspoken podcast, Jill wrote a book called Mama Outspoken, and they're taking clips from it where they're having deeper discussions. Jill was already very vulnerable. So I feel like this podcast is, if you're a parent, a grandparent, or know someone who is raising their kids right now, this is a great podcast to listen in to the real of parenting.
Thank you, Kim. Oh my God, I just lost my train of thought here. But what I was going to say is that our next segment is Military Minute with the freaking fabulous Cat Corchado, who also is very vulnerable in these segments. And this is Military Minute is sponsored by the Sisters in Service podcast. And today we're going to hear Kat talking about figuring out what I want in business.
When you transitioned out of the military, was business what you were expecting?
Oh, no. I thought that I was going to have a 9-to-5 job, because my father did 22 years in the military. He retired on a Friday from the military and went to work for what is now called Boeing on that following Monday. And I thought that's what you do. So I thought I was going to have a 9-to-5 job and go from there. But it didn't quite work out that way. No, business didn't even make the list.
What changed your mind?
I had to understand what it was I wanted if I was going to be a business owner. What does that look like for me? Because everyone's different. Some people want a brick and mortar. Some people want to be at home and run their business. So I had to figure out what it looked like for me. And once someone, not saying who, said, hey, have you thought about this? And I thought, oh, okay, I think I could do that. And everything else, it's history from there. But, I had to learn everything to get me to where I am right now.
And she's rocking it, y'all. She is rocking it.
She is, definitely. And I loved what Kat said about how you had to figure out what works for you, that the same business isn't going to work for everybody.
It is true, Adam, and it makes me very excited to see Kat doing all the things she's doing, because it is a powerful example.
It is
of what it can look like.
Definitely. And business sometimes can be confusing, but we are so grateful that we have our next segment, which is Princess Speak, and it is sponsored by the My Sexy Business team and community. Princess Speak is the simple business language for entrepreneurs and business owners that our community uses on the daily. So let's head into it.
Well, today's Princess Speak phrase is living proof. And I think we were just talking about living proof with Kat and the things that she was talking about in Military Minute. I think living proof is something that when you're talking about something, you're actually walking the walk. You are an example for someone else. And that's what we hope this show is for, you watching, is we hope we are living proof of messy is beautiful. When you start something, it can be very messy, but it is very beautiful to see the progress. So I think living proof is also being in business a long time, going back to the theme of the show, standing the test of time. You go through stuff when you're in business, y'all. Like, don't be deceived by it's all always simple and easy, and it's not. There are things you go through. But living proof is you get to the other side of those things and you're still standing. So I think this is a very sexy Princess Speak word.
I love living proof, Kim, because I feel like today, the whole show, I have been living proof of the possibilities that you have. If you don't have a team, you are going to, and you're doing some kind of live stream, you are going to be hosting and pushing all the buttons. And it's okay if you push the wrong buttons a few times or you put up the wrong screen or something. The fact is you still get through, you still do what you have to do. And I feel like it's been a whole show of living proof.
And a great living proof of what's possible, Adam, because you've done a great job.
Thank you.
Absolutely, Adam. I'm telling you, gold stars all around for you. We learn by example. We understand things through experience. And living proof is another way of saying that. When you connect with people, they don't connect with words, they don't connect with pictures, they connect with you. So when you're a living, breathing thing and you're demonstrating what you do and you're putting yourself out there, you're proving that you are real. You know, you're a real boy kind of thing. So that's what living proof is, and it really helps your connection and makes you a human.
I agree with everyone and what they said. I think for me, living proof is being in business, but living life also. Making those mistakes where they've been online and you notice a typo or a misspelled word and you survive it. You're like, okay. And you up level next time because you remember, and each time you do it. So the first time you do something and it, you know, and it could be an event and you said, oh, I could have done this better and this better. Okay, do it again next year and up level all of that. And that's what we're taught in this community is just do it. I'm sorry, Nike, I can't help it. Just move it just doesn't fit in this scenario. But what I'm saying is, up level the next time and then keep up leveling because you keep learning. If you keep learning, you're going to keep growing. And if you keep growing, then I don't know, you could be a chain at some point. Who knows? So
I think if you look back at Good Morning Entrepreneurs, the first few shows to this one, you will find a lot of things that are a whole lot more bougie, we'll call them, a whole lot of up leveling. We made a commitment when we started the show that we would up level one tiny thing a week. And here we are, 114 shows in. We have up leveled 114 things in that amount of time without it being a train wreck or hard for us because we're doing it all at once. And I think that is living proof also of when you do steps, when you take the time to, like Kat said, to find that thing you can up level, it's just very sexy, y'all, to be living proof and not try to hide all the mistakes. Because we could say, oh, you know, that didn't happen, or y'all know it happens. If you're in business, you know that things happen. So why not be that living proof for others watching?
And I love how after every show we do feedback. So like Kat was saying, you make a list of the things that you were like, oh, I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I wanted to do this better. And then we go back to those feedback lists, and that's other ways we find things to up level as well. Not only what we want production wise, but also from watching the show. So I think that's a great tip to give of something that you watching could do.
I also think, Adam, if you're living proof of your humanness, you don't have to be perfect. It makes your experience so much better to just say, well, I'm real. I make mistakes, things happen, and I'm just like everybody else. And that makes it easier to do business.
Mm-hmm. I just want to say that being part of the community is also being part of this community, a community where you can get that kind of feedback. And maybe you're stuck and the community says, well, what about this? Have you tried this? And you're like, oh, you know, getting those ideas of ways you can up level, being able to fail forward, and the community goes, that's okay. Here's what you need to do next time. And that's what I love is, you know, being living proof, but also being able to fail forward and, you know, keep doing what you're doing and just up level each time you do it.
Sweet Watcher, we hope that you have grabbed things to inspire you from the living proof we have had today. And we hope that you will subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next week. Love y'all.
Join us next Friday at 7 a.m. Central. This is the team signing off for Good Morning Entrepreneurs.